So I turned my mic on and I asked the judge, I said, Judge, before I sign this, can I say something to you? And the judge was like, first of all, before the judge even said nothing, my lawyer turned my mic off. My lawyer, the one that my original lawyer sent for me, turned my mic off, fool, and turned to me and said, listen, if you say something to this judge, I don't got your back no more. Straight up, this is what my lawyer, the person that's coming to defend me, is telling me. He like, if you do this right now, I don't want to be held liable. What's moving, everybody? Hey, you already know what time it is, but listen, today, man, I probably got one of the craziest stories that I'm ever gonna tell. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely top 5, you feel me? But check it out. Before we dive into the story, like always, man, I want to thank everybody who been tuning in, who been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all every video because I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But if you new to the channel, if you new here, period, if I just so happen to pop up on your screen, hey, man, click the like button. You know what I'm saying? Stick around. Leave a comment. Leave a anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe, all that. You feel me? But look, because over here, you know, we keep it real. We keep it gangster. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing that I'm gonna say is ever gonna be no cap. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell the truth, and these be real life crazy stories. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it genuine all the time. But look, we gonna dive straight into the content. Now, if y'all watch my content, then y'all already know I got locked up with my brother not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? And for basically armed robbery charge. You know, it was a couple of other charges that was connected to it, but y'all know how the police be liking to trump up certain things. You know what I'm saying? So this particular situation, we had a warrant out for arrest for about 2 weeks. Didn't know we had a warrant. You know, they ended up coming and getting us. You know, we finally got caught, basically, you know, because the guys that was in it with us, they ended up telling on us and some more stuff. So here it is. Now I'm fighting the case. You feel me? I'm fighting the case in DeKalb County. Now, when I initially got locked up, I did about 30 days. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too major. I ended up bailing out, and you know, y'all, anybody that ever been through anything or done fought a case before know when you bail out of jail, it ain't the end all be all. You feel me? You still got to answer to that situation. You still got to fight this case. So what I ended up doing was maybe a couple months after I bailed out, I ended up hiring a lawyer for like $5,000 or $4,000 or something like that, right? So this lawyer, he was said to be like one of the best lawyers in DeKalb County, you know. But when I met up with him, this was the craziest part. When I met up with him, he told me straight up. He said, "Listen, for $4,000, I'll represent you, but only if you say you guilty." On everything, bro. I'm not capping. You feel me? This how these folk play. And I told him straight up. I'm like, listen, bro. I'm not guilty. You feel me? And I wouldn't say I'm guilty. You know, even though, you know, I was on the scene of the crime. Even though I was guilty. You know, it was like, I'm not finna sit here and tell you I'm guilty. You know, cause then it's like, I don't know you. You don't know me. I don't know who you know, and I'm finna get to that. Because if I sit here and tell you I'm guilty, then that's gonna be your outlook with me. You know, you don't know me from a can of paint, bro. All it takes is for me to tell you I'm guilty, and now you gonna look at me like a criminal. You know, whether you my lawyer or not. You feel me? And then $4,000 wasn't a lot to him already, so I already knew he was ready to flip. You know, which he ended up doing in trial. So listen, check it out. So I'm sitting down with him. This was our first little meeting, and I'm telling him, you know, I'm not guilty. This. You know, I'm sticking to it. So he like, all right. I see in your eyes you kind of mean it, so let me call the prosecutor and see what I could do. Mind you, bruh, I never knew that lawyers do stuff like this. He literally picked up the phone, called the lady that was trying to prosecute me, and they had small talk for about 10 minutes. He talking about going on the golf course with her, going out for drinks later, and all this and all that. And then he said, "Hey, you know that assault case that ran across your desk earlier? Yeah, I'm with the kid right now, and I think we should show him a little leniency." This is what my lawyer is telling my prosecutor. You feel me? They not even supposed to be on teams. You get what I'm saying? But it's crazy how what money will do. So she like, all right, I'm gonna cut him some slack. And she told him a number. He didn't tell me that number right then and there. He just told me, hey, the prosecutor's willing to work with you. You know what I'm saying? I think we can. I think we gonna see a good outcome with this situation. You know, lawyers be lawyering, dog. They ain't gonna tell you exactly the way it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, bet. So my next court date was maybe like a month after that, right? And this when everything got real. My next court date was like a month after. My lawyer don't come to court. He brings his protege, or he tells some other guy that works with him to go to court on my behalf. Already a red flag, you feel me? So this guy that showed up for my lawyer pulled me to the back, and he let me know, like, listen, I don't know if Shawty told you or not, but we settled at 7 years due 5. You feel me? So mind you, I'm like, dang, you know, I was trying to get out this situation with probation, or I wasn't trying to do no time. You feel me? Even though somebody got hit up, you know. But now I'm sitting here in this back room, and they basically trying to make it better, you know. So when the judge tell me I don't just act crazy or nothing like that, so they trying to tell me beforehand. So I'm like, all right, bet, it is what it is. I'm mad at this point. They sent me back to my seat. I sit next to my brother and the rest of my family, because mind you, I done brought about 15, 20 of my family members into this courtroom now. And everybody asking me, like, what they just say, what they talking about. And I remember leaning over to my brother and telling him, like, they said 7 years. You feel me? And my brother was speechless. You know, my uncles, he started crying off rip. Everybody was just speechless. But I remember my brother telling me, like, listen, we gonna make it through this. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna make sure money stay on your books. We're gonna try to make this fun for you, you know? And all the while he talking to me, I'm thinking, you know, because I was on the verge of running out the courtroom on everything. Like, that's how my mind worked when I was younger. You feel me? I'm like, man, I got to get out this situation. You know what I'm saying? I need to run to China or something. You feel me? I got to get out the courtroom or something, you know? And something told me right before the judge called me up there for sentencing. Something told me to speak up. You feel me? Not on no snitching type stuff, not on no telling on nobody or you know, giving too much information. You know, something just told me to just keep it real with the judge, you know, in a certain way. Because my judge just so happened to be a black woman with a black child. You feel me? And it's crazy because I talked to her recently. You know what I mean? But we're going to get to that. So, I stand on the podium, and my lawyer, you know, he cut my mic on, and my lawyer's talking. She like, yeah, my defendant is ready to take the plea deal. You know, he's ready to assume his guiltiness and all of this and all that. You feel me? So the judge passed me a paper that I'm supposed to sign. You feel me? This is basically signing my freedom away, saying I'm guilty. I'm finna start my sentence today, and that's it. You feel me? So I cut my mic back on, and you know, nobody's ever done this before. You feel me? Like cut your mic on by yourself. You know, that's usually the lawyer's job. You feel me? But as I'm standing there and I'm watching everything go by, mind you, I've been in court for the last 3-4 hours, and I've been watching every inmate or everybody that's being sentenced just take their sentence and just go to jail. You feel me? Like, it was like the judge was just throwing people away, you know, and they was okay with it. You feel me? Like, they wasn't fighting for their freedom or nothing. Like, the judge might say, all right, you got 5 due 2. And they like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They go back to the back. Now they finna go serve their time. Now, I peeped this, and I didn't want to be one of them statistics. You know, mind you, I'm sitting in this courtroom about 3-4 hours. I'm watching people just take their sentencing, you know? So I turned my mic on, and I asked the judge, I said, Judge, before I sign this, can I say something to you? And the judge was like, first of all, before the judge even said nothing, my lawyer turned my mic off. My lawyer, the one that my original lawyer sent for me, turned my mic off, fool, and turned to me and said, listen, if you say something to this judge, I don't got your back no more. Straight up, this is what my lawyer, the person that's coming to defend me, is telling me. He like, if you do this right now, I don't want to be held liable. You know what I'm saying? Like you on your own if you speak to this judge. So I said, all right, bet. I turned my mic back on and I said, before I can even say something, my lawyer took the mic and said, listen, Judge, I just want you to know everything that he's about to say right now is totally on him. You feel me? I told him, if he spoke up and all this, I wasn't gonna have his back no more. So he's totally by himself right now. And cut my mic off. And I looked at this man and I'm like, bro, I wanted to say the craziest thing to him, you know what I'm saying? But I just kept my composure, and I turned back to the judge, turned my mic on again, and I basically told her, like, listen, I'm young, I'm black, and, I'm fatherless. You know what I'm saying? I came up in a rough way. I done did a lot of things that I'm proud of, and I done did a lot of things that I'm not proud of, which I'm sure all of us in this courtroom have, and I really just went into detail as far as how my personality is, who I am as a person, and how I deserve for you to look at me as a person. I told her I'm not just a statistic up here, and I've been watching everybody just take their sentence, and honestly, Judge, I don't want to be thrown away. I asked her, mind you, right now, at this point in time, I was talking for like 5 minutes. Between halfway in, I started breaking out crying, you feel me? And my last statement was, Judge, please just don't throw me away. You know what I'm saying? And it must have hit her. I'm talking about, it must have made her think about her last 100 cases. Straight up. She probably thought about her kid at home. She probably thought about a whole bunch of stuff. Because as soon as I made that statement, she looked in my eyes for about 15-20 seconds. I'll never forget this. She looked in my eyes for about 15-20 seconds. And she slammed something on the desk. I think it was some paperwork. She slammed it on the desk. Started crying. Got up off the podium and ran to the back. She ran to the back room, bro. Crying. I'm talking about bawling. You feel me? Like whatever I had just said really struck a nerve. It really made her feel for me. It really made her feel for her community. You know what I'm saying? It really made her feel like maybe this young black guy done made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Which I did, because I didn't even know armed robbery and all that held so much time back then. Straight up. Hey, so look, I'm balling too, you feel me? And as I'm trying to get myself together, I look around, my prosecutor is crying. I look to the right, the inmates is crying, because you got the inmates that sat separately from, the free people. The inmates was over here, they over there crying. You feel me? The whole courtroom at this point is crying. My uncle, I hear this man yelling in the back. He crying. He don't know what to feel. You know what I'm saying? This man been crying the whole time. So, when I see my prosecutor crying, she had to go to the back too. She went to the back with the judge. And that's when my lawyer came back up to me. My lawyer walked up to me and my lawyer said, he was so excited. He just started whispering in my ear like, oh my God, I think we did it. I think you did it. I think we might have won them over. I've never, in my 15 years of doing this, I've never seen anybody do this. I've never seen the judge cry. I think you might have got over on this situation. Man, I was so mad. I ain't even want to say nothing to my lawyer. I just told him, hey, bro, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, I'm still crying a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, listen, bro, leave me alone. Like, I don't want to talk. And he was like, okay, I'm here for you, though. Now he here for me. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now it's the whole script done flipped. You know what I mean? Like, he want to be down for me and all this now. So, I sat there and waited at the podium for about 15 minutes, and anybody that ever been to court, y'all know 15 minutes is a long time, you feel me? You can lose your life in court in 15 minutes, you feel me? Like, they can sentence you to life in court in 15 minutes. They go back to deliberate and come back and give you that bad news. But I sat there for 15 minutes, still tears, rolling down my eyes. And the judge finally comes back, and they say, all rise, when the judge come back. So, I'm already standing up. Everybody else stand up. She come back to the podium, and the first thing she say, she can't even look at me in the face no more. She can't even look at me, dog. Like, this how heartfelt this situation was. The first thing she said when she got back to the podium, and the prosecutor didn't argue her down or nothing. They was on the same page. First thing she said was, get him out of my courtroom right now. And I was like, huh? Am I free? You know what I'm saying? Over that thing. She like, get him out of my courtroom right now. He's granted a long-term continuance. And listen, when you come back, you better have a job, you better be in school, and you better make sure everything is good. You better make sure you a model student, a model employee, and a model citizen in general. So I said, okay, you got my word. You feel me? Now, with a lot of y'all, if you don't know what a long-term continuance is, it's basically you ever got a ticket and your court date be a month out, like you gotta wait a month to go to court. All right, so that's basically what a long-term continuance is. It's just longer than a month. I think I might have had 3 to 6 months, where she gave me time to, get in school and everything like that. So, man, I left the courtroom feeling like a celebrity, fool. Like, I'm talking about everybody was patting me on the back. When I walked out the courtroom, my original lawyer was just walking inside the courtroom. It was like he had planned on coming after I had already gotten sentenced. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, I told y'all, he said he's not showing up, or he's not gonna, fight for me unless I tell him I'm guilty. You know what I mean? Because I only gave him $4,000. You feel me? So he come walking in the courtroom, and he was shocked to see me walking out the courtroom. And he was like, what's going on? You feel me? And the lawyer that he sent filled him in and was like, yeah, he just did it. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up true story on everything. So from that moment on, they tried to keep in touch with me because they felt like, this was just amazing. That like they never seen anything like that before. They felt like I was just the golden child in court. You know what I'm saying? I just made the whole courtroom cry. You feel me? But we ended up going home, man, and with my long-term continuance, I ended up getting in school for HVAC. I ended up getting a job, and just trying to turn my life around in some type of way. That way, when I go back to court, when I did go back to court, man, I went back to court with my school badge on. I was on schedule for work. I'm just telling her all this. I still end up getting a year. But hey, man, shout out to Judge Barry for giving me that chance, though. You know what I'm saying? Because not only did she give me a chance to see a different side of life as far as school, which I never intended on going to, and a job, which I never intended on working. When I got back, she only gave me a year versus 5. You feel what I'm saying? And maybe about 4 months ago, I found her phone number and I called her office, because I always told myself, I said, when I make it, or when I become something in life that I'm proud of, I'm gonna call the judge and I'm gonna thank her, and I'm gonna tell her it's she played a part in my success. And man, look, I called that lady office, dog. I couldn't even get the words out. I was crying so hard. You know what I'm saying? It was a sensitive situation. You feel me? Like, I really felt like this black lady really helped me, and she really saved a life. You know what I'm saying? Because I always told myself, bro, if I got to do 5 to 7 years, I'm going to come back and I'm going to be mad. You know what I mean? I done missed too much and all this. Like, I'm going to be mad. You feel me? But she ended up giving me a year-long sentence where I ain't have to stay down too long. I can come back and pick up the pieces where I left off. And I'm going to forever be grateful for that. Judge Tangela Berry, I appreciate it. So I called her. I left a voicemail, and I was crying the whole time just trying to thank her. And it took about a week, but she called me back and we had a conversation, and she, I updated her on, my internet success, everything. You feel me? And I gave her props, you know, and I told her I appreciate her for allowing me to be somebody, you know, and it was just a beautiful moment. You know what I'm saying? But the moral of the story, man, it's never too late. You get what I'm saying? It's never too late to try. You feel me? It's never too late to try, because had I just went left in the courtroom, then I could have been doing 5 to 7 years. I could have still been in jail right now. You get what I'm saying? But hey, man, that's the time I made the judge cry. True story, bro. I really want to make it a movie. You know what I'm saying? Because it was really cinematic. But hey, man, y'all like, share, subscribe, and y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. But until next time, 100.